Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got some things to do in the garden, so I thought I'd take you along with me. I have some shrubs I want to cut back in the front yard, and I want to update you on a few things. I want to get something planted in the ground, so let's dig in. This elephant ear is insane. These giant leaves. It's so cool. I love it. One thing I forgot to do the other day when I potted up this olive tree is to top dress it with some river pebbles. This is mixed river pebbles that I get at Lowe's. And I like to top dress my planters like this because it prevents squirrels from digging around in there, and it helps to retain moisture so I don't have to water as often. Over here is an example of a boxwood I have that has some of those same river pebbles in it. And then here's another boxwood with some bigger ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put these racks here and spread them around. I really like the color of these. They're very neutral with some black and brown tones. And I think that just finishes off the look a little bit and definitely keeps the squirrels from digging in there. Okay, I want to show you where I got those river pebbles that are for top dressing my planters. These are the Acacia mixed river pebbles. They are at Lowe's for $6.78. They're in the section outside with the potting mix, and here's all the watering supplies. They have all kinds of other types of rocks. They have black rocks, white, bigger ones, smaller ones even. I want to show you guys these planters I got today. They're really nice. This brown one, this white one with the black feet, this blue one with a saucer, and this white one. That one doesn't have a drain hole, but the rest of them do. All in really good condition. My town has a Facebook page where people give away things for free, and this was one of the offerings. And basically you put your name in the hat by commenting, and if you get your name drawn, you are the winner of the giveaway. This is all done by individuals, and it's really fun just to see the variety of things that people give away, and I was really happy to get these four. I'm thinking this blue one, even though it doesn't really go with my color scheme, I think this would look really pretty for the 4th of July next year with red and white flowers in it. And then I was thinking of even using this white one with the black feet inside, you know, for a house plant or something. I have a few that I need to plant up, but it has a drainage hole, but it did come with a little plug for it, so I can plug that up. And then this one, even though it doesn't have a drainage hole, I could probably put like a smaller container in there with a drainage hole, and then just make that like an outer planter for it. So yeah, I was really excited to get these for free. Here's what we're going to plant today. I've got that tiny pearl Asiatic lily that I got at Lowe's on clearance for $4. The Asiatic lily gets, it says 12 to 16 inches high, 12 to 14 inches wide. So let's find a spot for the lily right now. So the lily is probably going to just bloom and then be done. So it's not a long time bloomer, so I don't really want it to be like a focal point in the garden. It definitely needs to sit towards the front of a garden bed because it is a smaller variety, but I don't want it to be, you know, front and center where all we're going to be looking at is the foliage. So I was kind of thinking, and again, we have to do full sun, so I was kind of thinking maybe tucked right here in the corner where it's in the full sun part of my bed. It's not full sun right now, but it will be for most of the day today. And I don't know, that way you could see the flowers, but it's not, you know, front and center for the rest of the bed. Or I was thinking maybe here in the triangle bed next to the bird bath. The May daisies are done blooming, but I thought that might be a cute little accent plant. I think I might have a bulb underneath the ground there though, so I'm gonna have to do some moving around. Okay, well, let me decide on that and we'll get it planted. Okay, I decided to plant the lily here in the triangle bed, kind of by that rose. It's on the edge of the border, so I think it'll, look nice, be a little nice little pop of color there. Okay, sad news. Do you guys remember that clematis that I transplanted over here by this trellis? Well, I don't think it made it. Well, at least the vines didn't. I'm wondering if the root system is still pretty good. But all the leaves are brown. And I did the scratch test where you kind of scratch these are all just really brittle and crispy. So I think I'm going to cut it back all the way and hope that it comes back next year. Oh well, that's a bummer, but I was taking a risk. So I don't know if it was just the heat or if there's too much sun over here, which I don't think is the case, but I'm kind of wondering if I should protect the roots because I know clematis like their roots shaded. So I might put some kind of rock or pot or something on top of those roots and maybe build it up with mulch so that that doesn't happen again. But now that's making me nervous to plant that other clematis over here. I was going to have two on this trellis. I wanted, like a pink one and a purple one. And I have the purple one to plant, so I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about doing it, but I think I'm going to wait maybe till late August or September to plant that other one when it's a little cooler. And I'd also kind of like your guys' opinion here because I've been wanting to plant something on either side of this trellis over here. Like my initial thought is an evergreen, which would be really pretty to have like some arborvitaes like growing up really tall on either side of this. But here's the problem. We have this air thing for our furnace right here that blows out air all winter long. So, that is like really close to the fence. And I feel like if I put an evergreen there, it's just going to get like nailed with that air all winter. I don't think it's a problem in the summer. So maybe grasses would be a better option here, like put a grass on either side of the trellis. That way in the winter they're, died back and it wouldn't matter if they get hit with the air. So that's just been something that I've been thinking about. What I'm going to work on today is trimming back these spirea. I think this is the gold flame spirea. And as you can see, they are coming over the grass. So I need to get those off the grass, make it easier to mow and trim along there, and also it will hopefully not kill the grass if I bring these up. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking a little dead under there. So we need to get that taken care of. And I might just shape them up a little bit. They are getting a little large for the space. Large and in charge. Let me show you the blooms. These did bloom in the spring. Those are all pretty much spent, and then they are blooming a little bit more, this more pink color. But I'm hoping if I do cut them back that we'll get another flush of blooms out of them. Okay, I want to show you guys the leaves of the spirea that I just cut back. I think this is an iron deficiency. You see how the leaves are turning yellow, but the veining is still a dark green. I think that's iron deficiency. Now, it was just a few branches that had this, so I'm not really worried about it, but I might consider getting some iron supplements and maybe get a soil test. That's one thing I really need to do is to get a soil test, so I also need to look into that. Maybe that will be a project for the fall. I got everything cut back. These shrubs kind of have a little bit of a weird shape to them sometimes, but that's okay. I think they're going to fill in nicely. I really wanted to make sure that this walkway was kind of opened up for the mailman, and I kind of use these stepping stones to kind of step in between from the porch to the yard. And of course we're leaving some room for the vinca to fill in. Those are all looking really nice. And you can see here where the spirea was laying on the grass. The grass is looking a little dead, so I know that'll fill in pretty easily though, pretty quickly. And here's another spot where it was covering the grass. And here. So now we can let that grass fill in, and then also we can get the trimmer in along this brick line. And the other thing too is these bushes were, you know, coming over onto the porch, so I got all that cut back on that side as well. So it's all nice and clear. I want to thank you guys for watching today. We got a lot accomplished in the garden, and if you could take a moment to subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.